Fine. So yes, we start with in the books of Messrs. Balaji Traders. We have the Shavgaon branch account. Shavgaon branch account. Okay. So we have the opening balances on 1st January 2007 to balance brought down. So you have stock, which is 1,04,000. Then we have debtors, which is 70,000. And we have petty cash, which is 100. Now, before we proceed, what I need to do, since there is stock, and since they've said the stock is moved at selling price, on this opening stock, I need to calculate reserve, or we call it loading. So I'm assuming that this 1,04,000 is at selling price. It's not at cost price. Okay. So on the opposite side, what I'm going to show is on the same day, on 1st January 2007, I'm going to say buy stock reserve. In brackets, I will have loading. Okay, in brackets, I will have loading. Now, how am I going to calculate this? It's very simple. Now, we know that cost, this is just a simple working. We know that cost is always 100. Okay, I always do this. Here they have told us that the profit element is 30. The profit is 30, and therefore the selling price, which is going to be cost plus profit, the selling price is equal to 100 plus 30, which is going to be 130. So cost is 100, profit is 30, selling price will be 130. That means this 1,04,000 is at 130. We need to find out the element of profit. So that if we show the profit this side, the profit will, net effect will be, the profit will be minus, and this will actually be reflected at cost. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say 1,04,000 is at 130. Rupa has got the answer. 24,000 is correct. At 30, it is how much? So if you cross multiply this, you will get 1,04,000 into 30 divided by 130. Okay, which is equal to 24,000. So basically, the element of profit that was included in this is 24,000. Now, since we are showing this, the net effect, if you think about the net effect, what will be the net effect? It will be 1,04,000 minus 24,000, which will be 80,000. So basically, the cost price of this stock is 80,000. We don't have to show 80,000 because it automatically comes to that. The net effect is that. This is at selling price. We've shown the element of profit, minus it. So the net effect of this will be 80,000. Is that clear? Now, why have I done this? Only because they have told us that the head office sends everything to the branch at selling price. And understand one thing, the head office is sending to the branch at selling price. That means the branch is returning to the head office also at selling price. Okay, it's both ways. It doesn't have to be mentioned. It's understood. It's both ways. Is that clear? We go on now next to the next one. Cash sent to head office from cash sales. So this is now the head office. Now the rest of the transactions we will show as of 31st December 2007. The rest of the transactions we show as cash. So cash sent to head office from cash sales. They're saying cash. If they just said amount sent, you could have assumed it was cash or bank. Now they've clearly said by cash. So I'm going to show it as by cash. And this is on account of cash sales, which is cash sales are 4,42,000. Then they also have under this we have debtors, which is amount from debtors is 2,86,000. And we also have miscellaneous income. Okay, this miscellaneous income also has to come here. Cash sales, debtors, and we also have miscellaneous income that comes here. Which is 200. Some of you can also do this when you are solving. You can show all these three amounts in the inner column and then put the total outside. If you do that, it comes to the total here comes to 7,28,200. Both things are fine. Both are correct. You can show all these amounts in the inner column. I don't have place here. That's why I've shown everything outside. And then you can total it or you can show it this way as well. Okay. Next, goods invoice to branch. Now this is the head office sending goods to the branch. So I'm going to say on 31st December. Since it's the head office, it's going to come on the debit side. 31st December 2007 to whenever there's any movement of stock, it's goods sent to branch account. To goods sent to branch account and buy goods sent to branch account. To goods sent to branch account. Head office sending to branch. And how much are these goods? 7,80,000. 7,80,000. Now, since it's goods, since it's stock, we know that this is also sent at selling price. On the opposite side, we need to calculate the reserve or we calculate loading. Okay, so I'm going to say on the same date, I don't have to do it again. Now, I don't say stock reserve here. Stock reserve, the term stock reserve is used only for opening stock and closing stock. When it's goods like this, when it's goods in the course of business, goods being moved from the head office to branch, branch and head office, we use the same term. We use the same account. So this side I'm going to have buy goods sent to branch account. In brackets, I'm going to put it as loading. In brackets, I'm going to put it as loading. That is, the loading is on this. The loading is on this. Okay. Now again, the same calculation. Cost is 100, profit is 30, selling price is 130. Now instead of doing this, instead of saying 7,80,000 is for 130 and for 30 it is how much? I can just do 7,80,000 into 30 upon 130. Or I can just do 7,80,000 into 3 upon 30. Does this become, if I cancel this two zeros, it will be 30 upon 130, cancel the zeros, it will be 3 by 30. Okay, so instead of doing that whole thing again, I will just show it here itself. It's going to be 7,80,000 into 3 by 30. How did I get 3 by 30? The same calculation. The same calculation. Okay, it's not 18,000, I think, Rishvesh. I think it is, oh yeah, 1,80,000. Yes, it is 1,80,000. That means the actual cost of these goods, the goods that the head office has sent to the branch is 6 lakhs. Because the amount of profit is 1,80,000. Okay, how did I get this 3? I hope everyone knows. It's the same calculation. I've just simplified it further. I've just simplified it further. Is that clear? Okay, going on to the next one now. Rent and rates, salaries, salary expenses. Okay, including petty cash. Now, I told you I would have ignored this. Why I'm not ignoring it? Because of this. The branch expenses are paid by the head office. If because they have not told us here that it is incurred by the head office or the head office has sent money. So I would have assumed that these are expenses of the branch incurred by the branch. It has got nothing to do with the head office. But this statement changes it all. This statement says that the branch expenses are paid by the head office. So we can assume it's by cash or bank. Okay, you can say to cash or to bank. Since we are doing everything in cash, I'll keep it as cash itself. So the expenses are, the first thing is rent and rates, which is 24,000. Then we have salaries, which is 48,000. Then there is sundry expenses. Sundry expenses, which is including petty cash, it is 12,000. Okay. Then we have goods returned to the head office. Now, goods returned to the head office, that is the branch is returning goods to the head office. When the head office sends goods to the branch, we say two goods sent to branch account. If the branch is returning goods to the head office, it will be buy goods sent to branch. Now, don't confuse this buy goods sent to branch. This is the loading. Okay, we have to show the transaction where the branch is sending. I told you it's under the same account, goods sent to branch account. Whether head office is sending to branch or branch is sending to the head office. So buy goods sent to branch account. Buy goods sent to branch account. The goods are 5,200. We don't say it as buy goods sent to head office. Okay. All the transactions of goods between the head office and the branch and head office are shown under goods sent to branch. 5,200. Again, we need to calculate loading on this. So I'm going to say on the opposite side, two goods sent to branch account in brackets loading. In brackets loading. So on this 5,200, I'm going to calculate 5,200. Same thing into 3 by 30. How did I get 3 by 30? From here. It would have been 30 upon 130. I made it 3 by 30. It comes to the same. Yeah. So 3 by 13 comes to, here you will get the amount is 5,200 into 3 by 13. You get 1,200. Yeah, 1,200. Okay, so that means the actual cost of these goods is 4,000. 1,200 is the element of profit. Why do we eliminate the profit? Like I said, this is not, the head office is not selling to the branch or the branch is not selling to the head office. So if we talk about profit, that 30%, that 30% is actually, there is no movement of funds for it. So if we show that 30%, we are showing a complete wrong picture. If we were selling to outsiders, that means that time we can show the element of profit, because when you sell to a customer, the customer also pays you the element of profit when you transfer the goods. But here it's just being transferred within the business itself. The head office transferring to the branch, which is very much part of the business. Same thing happens in the departments, inter-department transfers, which are very much, both are part of the business. It's not to a third party. Okay. And the last thing is the closing balance, 31st December. So by closing balance, by balance carried down. The first thing is stock, which is 1,30,000. Again, we'll have to calculate loading on this. Then we have debtors, which is 96,000. And we have petty cash. Petty cash, which is 200. Okay. So since we have stock here, the side, on opening stock, we had stock reserve on the credit side. So closing stock will have stock reserve the side. So you have two stock reserve. Again, loading. I'm mentioning this as loading, so you know that that's a calculation of stock reserve. It will be 1,30,000 into 3 by 30, which comes to, I think, 3 lakhs, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, comes to 30,000. Yeah, comes to 30,000. So that means out of 1,30,000, out of 1,30,000, 30,000 is the element of profit. So actual value of this closing stock is 1. Okay. So in this problem, there was nothing missing. Everything was given. We knew all the closing balances. Yeah, Michelle, this is what I was saying. Even though their goods returned to the head office, any transactions between the head office and the branch, and or the branch and the head office, any movement of goods is shown under this account. This is a particular account, goods sent to branch account. Okay, when we say goods sent to branch account, we don't only mean the head office is sending goods to the branch is also sending goods to the head office. How we know here that the branch is sending to the head office? Because it's on the credit side. So if you try to do the pass the journal entry, it will be goods sent to branch account to Shevgaon branch account. When the head office is sending to the branch, it will be Shevgaon branch account to goods sent, because goods are going out from the head office. When the head office is receiving goods from the branch, it will be goods sent to branch account to Shevgaon branch. Okay, so basically instead of just saying goods, we say goods sent to branch, whether it's a head office sending to branch or the branch sending to the head office. Is that clear, Michelle? What I was talking about is in this problem, there's nothing missing. All the closing balances are given, amount received from debtors is given, everything is given. Okay, so the only difference in this problem is that it is the transfers are made at selling price. Henceforth, we are going to do all the problems like this. Transfers are made at selling price, and also there will be certain items missing. Since this is the first problem, it's an easier problem where nothing is missing. You just have to calculate the loading. Is that clear? So let's find out the profit here. So the total here is 11,63,600. 11,63,600. 11,63,600. I made a small mistake. I normally leave a line in case there's a loss. Okay, but I have not left a line. Anyway, this problem also there is a profit. But in case there's a loss, it should always come before buy balance carry down. In a sense, even though you write the buy balance carry down, buy balance carry down should always be the last item. But anyway, there's a profit, and that profit is transferred to the profit and loss account. So to profit and loss account, that is the head office has made a profit with all the transactions in the branch, and the profit is 94,300. Profit is 94,000.